Your Fortnite inventory is where all of your items are stored. Things like your weapons, your resources, your traps, and so on. It's important that you have your weapons arranged in a logical order that makes sense to you so that you can switch between your items quickly when you need to. But no one is talking about inventory management. Hi, I'm Cram, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to manage your inventory, how to optimize your loadout, and what is the best keybind for accessing your inventory. But first, let's start with the basics. How do you access your inventory? By default, if you play on PC, the inventory is bound to I on your keyboard, and if you play on a controller, it's going to be up on the D-pad. When you open your inventory, you will see these three sections. One will be your traps and resources. As you know, you can carry 999 of each material if you play in the normal game mode, and then you have your ammo and your equipment. The first thing I want to talk about is how to rearrange your items and weapons. On PC, you can do this by simply clicking and dragging the item, and you will then swap the two of them. And if you play on a controller, you select the item and then move it, and it'll do the same thing. Now I want to talk about dropping items. If you play with a squad, for example, you may want to drop some of your items to share something with them, like ammo or a shield if you've just come out of a fight, or maybe you want to drop an item to pick up something else. There are some ways you can drop an item. One way that I see players do it is just dragging it off of their screen. It works, but it's not the best. Let me explain why. When you do this, it's not always reliable. See, if I try and drop this and I don't drag it all the way, for example, it's not always the most reliable, especially if you come in from an item that's further down the screen. However, you have some other options. You can press the Z key to split and the X key to drop, and this is really good for when you want to drop a stack of something, so like the mini shields. So I can press Z to split and it'll drop 3 mini shields. And if I press Z on my weapons, for example, it'll just drop them because I can't exactly split a gun. However, I can split ammunition, for example. If you want to drop an exact amount of something stackable, you can press X here and it'll bring up this interface. You can use this slider and then select exactly how much of something you want to drop. You choose the minimum, the maximum, and then click the drop icon. This also works for ammunition and for your resources. Now I want to talk about the order of your weapons. You can see I have my weapons arranged in a order that's logical to me. Can you work out what it is? As you can see, it's arranged from the close range weapon, the shotgun, and then an SMG, which is slightly further away, and then an assault rifle, which is even further away again. So they're arranged from closest to furthest away for their effectiveness. And then I have 2 healing items, and I typically have those in the final slots. I also have auto sort consumables to the right on, so that whenever I pick up a healing item, for example, it'll go into the rightmost slot. I recommend you enable that setting within your Fortnite settings. What I've also got is them on good keybinds that I can press easily. So I have my weapons, for example, on keys that are very easy for me to press, and I can swap through them real quick. The consumables aren't really on amazing keybinds, but I can still switch to them fine. However, because these aren't as important and I don't need to switch to them as quickly, it doesn't matter as much. However, what really does matter is that your most important slots are on keybinds that you can press and switch to quickly. This is necessary because you can happen and then SMG like so. The next thing I want to talk about is alternate keybinds for accessing your inventory. As you know, the default key is I. Of course, this isn't the best key because I is very difficult to press on the keyboard, and you're probably going to have to look down to see where it is. Many players, myself included, prefer to use tab. Tab can be pressed with your ring finger and is close to the WASD movement keys. However, there's one final thing that I want to talk about, and that's cursor mode versus toggle mode for your inventory. Let me explain. When you use cursor mode, if you hold the key down to access your inventory and release it to close it, whereas on toggle mode you click it once to open it and click it again to close it. Now, cursor mode is a lot quicker because you can just flash it up like so, and I prefer it a lot more. To activate cursor mode, you will have to change it in your keybinds, which I will now show you. Go to your settings, then go to the input settings here, and scroll down until you get to the miscellaneous section, and then it's at the bottom here, cursor mode. You can change this to whatever you want, however I recommend you have it on something that you can press fairly easy. Again, you don't want to use one of your best keys for this because it isn't as important as a building piece or a weapon slot, for example. Okay, that about sums up this video. Let me know in the comments what keybind you like to use for your inventory, and if you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe for more Fortnite content and tips and tricks like this. Thank you for watching. Peace.